I think it's rather unfortunate when you have this view that Jesus dies on the cross, and that the Father, in order to forgive us, had to punish Jesus. Because in that view, he really doesn't forgive. He gets his payment. And he gets the idea that a God who's like, someone's got to be punished. I got to vent my wrath, and I don't care who it is, either you or my son. Well, okay, if my son volunteers, I'll pour out my wrath on him, and then we get off the hook. It's not a real beautiful picture of God. The way I read the New Testament is that the main thing Jesus did when he came, it says in 1 John 3:8, he came to destroy the works of the devil. Hebrews 2:14, he came to destroy the one who had the keys of death, the devil. And so humanity was entrapped by the principalities and powers, these forces of evil, of our own doing. I mean, it was our own fault. We rebelled against God, and we became captives to God's archenemy, Lucifer, Satan, the one who was called Lucifer in the Vulgate. Satan in the New Testament. And Jesus, the act of giving his life for a race of rebels that could have deserved it less, that act of love broke the powers of darkness. It in principle defeated the principalities and powers and freed us to once again be in relationship with God and to reign over this earth as we were supposed to. I think the cross accomplished a lot of things. This is the manifold wisdom of God. He gave us an example of how we're to live, and a number of things. But the core thing is, I think he defeated the principalities and powers and set us free. It's called the Christus victor view of the atonement. Christ is victorious. I do believe he died a substitutionary death. He died in our place. He stood in our place. Paul says he became sin that we might be made the righteousness of God. And so in that sense, I think he was our sacrifice. He stood in our place. He bore our sin, for sure, absolutely. I don't believe that the Father was angry with him or needed to vent his wrath on him in order to forgive us. I think the Father forgives freely.